Hi everyone, I'm Izan Guzman, Director of TeamTechSquad, and I'm here to unbox the NZXT Phantom 530. Okay, so this is the Phantom 530 by NZXT. So basically, it's a full tower case, as you can see. So let's go a bit of a rundown of the external. As you can see here, this is a control or I/O for the fan, which turns on, turns off. Basically, it's a 30-watt controller for all your fans. Later on, as you can see, there's a lot of fans here. There's a fan at the back, at the front, at the back, at the sides, and even at the top. So as you can see here on the top, it's a big screen where you can fit up to two 120mm fans. And then the other side, of course, you have your power button. See? Okay, this is the USB 3.0 and headphone and microphone jack. So it has a front bass expansion, and then you can remove the front. Okay, revealing is 5.25 slots for your CD-ROM, Blu-ray disc, or even a front monitor for your external control for your fans or temperature gauge. It's actually a 240mm fan. It's a big fan that can intake air. And then on the sides, as you can see, there's a big window. It's clear casing. Inside is already an included fan again. At the back, your standards I/O ports from your PCI cards, and then some tubes which has a liquid cooling system. You also have your tray for the back for the power system, and of course the slots for your motherboard. This fan is 140mm, and it's also screen protected. On the other side, or the right side, there's completely nothing. It's black. Okay, so this is the bottom part of the case. As you can see, what's the first thing you're gonna notice about it is this one. This one is the dust filter. Of course, this is your fan for your cooling, for your power supply. And then the other side, you can fit two 120mm fans. Again, it's your decision whether it's intake or outtake. But also, it can be your space for your radiator, for liquid cooling systems, to be exact. And then, as you can see here, this is the rubber tip or rubber feet of the casing. They used a good material here for less vibrations and good grip. And they have quite a good clearance of more than 1 inch. So air beneath can go in and out more freely. Alright, so this is the NZXT Phantom 530 or bare naked. So I'm gonna start at the front. Okay, with the front is up here is your button for the ejection for your tray. On this side, this is the LED lights on the front, so for the casing. And down here is the giant 240mm fan that intakes air, so you have better management. This is already included in the package. Okay, let's turn on the internals on the left side. On the left side, of course, inside you also have a 140mm fan. This is for the back. And then this is the clip-on for the 5.25 base. So it's clip type, so it's really fast to insert and remove all of your peripherals. Here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have up to 3.5 inch base for your hard disk expansion. There's actually 7. There's another one at the other side, which is for SSDs. Okay. This is a modular base as well. So this tray completely is detachable. So you can detach this part, this 2, and this 3. So just in case you're in the future of modification, you want to put your radiator at the bottom, you can detach these two parts and just put 3 hard disks. That can be possible, or it's really flexible. You can put your radiator on the top, as I mentioned before. On the top here is where you can fit 3 giant fans, or even just 1 modular for your radiator. It can be in this, it can be landscape mode, it can be in portrait mode. Okay. Going back at the internals, as you can see here, what the 530 Phantom can provide you as from previous generation is really more cable management. So they really thought about cable management. This is your power supply for the control unit itself. Up here, you have your expansion for USB 3.0 expansion at the base. Have your audio, some of the fans. So this is your audio already. For the headset jack, and then for your headset jack and microphone. And also up here is the expansion for some fans already. So you don't have to add up some more fan cables or have a dedicated fan cables, since it already has a 30 watt, up to 30 watts fan control. Okay, going at the back. So the back side, you have here again. This has an LED light here. So when turned on at the back, you can easily insert your USB ports here, your HDMI cables, or even mini display ports, and so it's more convenient to the back side. Again, here is your holes for the cooling system, power supply, and then your motherboard tray. What's cool about this one is the bay expansions are sideways, not really parallel with the tower itself. So it means when removing expansion bays, it's more on the back side. Before, you have a lot of hard time removing the case when you're pulling it out from this. Okay, so it's really easy to remove your trays. Okay, the one in the bottom, as you can see here, there's a box. This box includes all the necessary screws, international base screws, which will you need just in case you're going to expand more or tinker more about your case. So later on, I'm going to take a photo of this one and show it to you. Okay, so this is the central hub for the fan control. As I said earlier, this can control almost all of your fans inside for the unit. It has a control bay up here. And again, this is the USB 3.0 and audio expansion port. Okay, what's cool about this one is, I said earlier, there's 7 expansion bays, 6 for the 3.5 here, and then 7. This is for the SSD. So beforehand, SSD expansion was really a bit of a chore, because it does take up space when it's it can fit 3.5. But some SSDs now are generally 2.5 inch. So this is a genius way where NZXT thought, okay, once that screw is removed, or thumb screw is removed, you can remove this tray now. So you just have to slide it up. There we go. So this one is for your expansion for your SSDs. So it's a 2.5 inch SSD expansion bay. So what's cool about this one is it's at the back of the motherboard. And then in the back you have more holes here for your management, for cables. But basically, what's good about this one is the depth for your cable managers. The highest height is 34 millimeters. Lowest is 26 millimeters. But given that you have a 26 millimeters clearance, it's already more than enough for some cable management trials. What's another good one here is you can also put here your cables or your hose for cooling management. Okay. Alright, so As I said earlier, that you can remove the expansion bays. These are the 3.5 expansion bays. This is the 3 bays, 2 bay, and 1 bay. So basically, once you remove all the thumb screws at the back, you can simply pull it out. So this one is the 3-port expansion bay. But interesting about this one is the sides. As you can see here in the side is you can put one fan, whether it's going outward or inward, so we have better cooling management. So you can modify or insert another fan there. This is the 2-slot again, and then last is the single slot. And then you can remove this slot just in case when you want to put in your cooling system, such as your radiator at the bottom. So you have more expansion here. Of course, you have to remove it using your screw. So basically, this is the Phantom NZXT Phantom 530. Overall, it's really cool in cable management. It's really ideal. Based from previous casings I've ever seen, this one is by far the most neat and at the same time most flexible in terms of management, especially in terms of cooling management. It has a lot of expansion bays for your radiator if you're using liquid cooling, for your fans if you're using air cooling. So if you have a combination of both, you can be really flexible whether you want it to put your radiator at the top, at the bottom, at the back, or even external wise. You have the expansion here or the flexibility here. And then it's really made for really big motherboards such as ATX motherboards. So it's really catered. It already has a spacer on it, so you can easily put your motherboards here. But just in case you're using a micro ATX board, you still have to put a little bit more spacers. So it's really ideal for enthusiast levels where you have more than 4 hard disks and you really going to expand with 3 SLIs or Crossfire based graphics cards, and it's really good in terms of body build. The only plastic parts I can see here are the fans, of course, expansion base, but everything else is really sturdy. The paint is really good, even throughout, even in insides. It's very consistent wise, so I really like the design. So I'm just gonna pull this back together once again, and then I'll make my conclusion there. Okay, what we like about the NZXT Phantom 530 is that it's really looking sleek. Among all the casing right now in the market, this one is really futuristic type, and it's really easy to modify, and you're really flexible in terms of your expansion, in terms of cable management. You have a lot of improvements over the past few generations of casings, and this one definitely hit the mark for us, especially for enthusiast levels. And then in terms of cooling system, you have a lot of expansion for fans as well. So we really recommend the NZXT Phantom 530. It's around 6,000 pesos here in the Philippines. If you're going for this kind of casing, I recommend that if you're enthusiast that has more than 2 graphics cards. Of course, you want to maximize your money's worth, and buying a full tower case like this one really is worth every cent for us. So what we really like about this is really accessible in all ports, and there's not much effort in terms of doing it or assembling. So basically that's it. Again, I'm Ethan de Guzman, director of TeamTechSquad, and this is the Phantom 530 by NZXT.